Hi, I'm Dr. Luck.
Dr. Quigley.
Dr. Lloyd.
We're here at Rincon Chiropractic, Acupuncture and Massage, and today we're going to talk about how extremities relate to spinal care and to chiropractic care in general. We have two excellent chiropractors here, Dr. Lloyd and Dr. Quigley, who have a sports background. And I think Dr. Lloyd was just going to share something about shoulders.
Well, we love treating shoulders. We used to not love it so much.
Yeah, it took me a while to get good at it.
But now we love it.
That was about 20 years ago.
Shoulders are tough because it's a really unstable joint. It's made to circumduct through a wide range of motion.
It's a really shallow joint.
It's a ball and socket joint.
Yeah.
But the socket that it sits in is like a saucer. It's like a golf ball on a tee.
Yeah, it's a really small.
So that allows a wide range of motion, but it makes it a really unstable joint. Held together by ligaments and muscles, but mostly muscles. Mm-hmm. In the resting position, it's kind of stable, but once you bring the shoulder up, then all kinds of stuff can go wrong with it. So we were talking about this before. Sometimes shoulder pain is highly dependent on neck stuff too.
Neck function.
Mm-hmm. And so if you have shoulder pain, it's not just the ball and socket part that can go wrong, but it's all kinds of stuff up and down the spine.
Yes, from the attachments of the shoulder to the chest area in the front, and then those shoulder attachments go to the back here and towards the back of the spine. So if there's dysfunction in the spine at this level, then the shoulder muscles that attach to that are going to be dysfunctional as well. And then to raise your arm up above even shoulder height, you have to recruit neck muscles, so those neck muscles have to get engaged. So if your neck is out of balance, then the shoulder is going to be out of balance. If the shoulder's out of balance, then maybe you have an elbow problem, and then maybe a wrist problem.
Yeah,
it's all connected.
And not only that, the nerves that come from the neck control the shoulder muscles. So the more free the neck is to move and the less stress in the neck, then the better the connection to those muscles, the better function, better strength.
That's right. And so then to bring it up to another level, even if the shoulder is out of balance because the neck is out of balance, there's a cross pattern of balance that this shoulder moves with this leg when you're walking.
Cross crawl mechanism.
There it is.
Yeah, opposite arm.
Cross crawl.
leg.
Yeah. So if this is out of balance, then it's likely you're going to have some hip problem or a knee problem on the opposite side, and that's going to create some dysfunction throughout the spine. So a hip problem could cause a shoulder problem, causes a neck problem, and vice versa all the way down. It's all interconnected that way. Mm-hmm. So we like to look at all of those systems together as we're rehabilitating a patient to make sure that it is a complete healing process, not just symptomatic working on where the pain is. We're looking at the function of the whole body and how that's interrelated.
Right. And the pain is not always right exactly where the problem is. You have to look surrounding areas. Sometimes it is, but other times it could be something else resulting in a pain somewhere else.
One of the most common scenarios that we see, and let me know if I'm wrong, someone has lost their neck integrity because of posture, forward head posture.
Huge one, yes.
Then what happens to the shoulders? The shoulders roll in.
Yep.
The shoulders roll in, the bony kind of room for the shoulder closes down, and now you can't lift your shoulder up very high.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't get very high when your shoulders are rolled forward. That's right.
And then what happens? You start getting an impingement.
Yep.
Maybe a bursitis, and maybe over time degeneration of the glenoid labrum, or even the supraspinatus tendon.
Yep.
And all kinds of
very
stuff
common.
can cascade from there.
Yes.
Shoulder pain, loss of range of motion.
So overall posture is very important for shoulder function as well as hip function, knee function, all of these things. So we do focus quite a bit on postural restoration as well as individual joint function.
Yeah, and I think a lot of movement comes from posture, but not only posture just while you're standing at work, but also while you're exercising, while you're carrying things off the ground. Everything matters, unfortunately, and it's a lot to think about, but as you make a habit of it, then you don't have to think about it and you'll be better off. And a lot of reenacting or reoccurring injuries will not show up as often.
That's right, yeah. So that's one of the components of our treatment plans are always including exercises to help re-establish proper movement patterns. So a lot of the exercises that we'll prescribe are practicing movements. It's not so much strength and stretching, but it's also coordination. So we're getting your body to move through a pattern of movement that's more healthy, so you don't keep impinging the shoulder or whatever you want to talk about. There are several joints to talk about.
Right.
The shoulder's a big one. We see it a lot because a lot of computer work, like Dr. Lloyd was saying, puts you into that tech neck position. And then if you go try to do something athletic, you have all this tension that you're working against because you're sitting in the improper position for 8 to 10 hours a day, 40, 60 hours a week, whatever.
Right, and going back to coordination, I see a lot of people who are right hand dominant with a lot of things they do around the house, and then they don't use their left hand or their left leg, and so that creates a lot of different muscle patterns of tension that can kind of twist you and throw you out of whack. So just being aware that you need to use your left hand if you're right-handed to do more things, just that coordination helps a lot to balance things out.
Wash the dishes with your left hand, just don't break them.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Yes, indeed. All right, so I think that's a good,
good
wrap on the shoulder there. We'll get into more specifics with exercises and future videos. Thanks for watching.
Cool.
Your signature sign off.
That went well.